here to begin, aren't we? We're here to begin. I have to get everything ready though. Let me just pull out the person that wrote the article. Winwon, you weren't there the couple times I started doing this, but after each reading, we go to my Dr. AfroFluff Twitter and give a short, very short. I think Howard, you weren't there either. We give a short, very short, like, you know, how we felt about the SCP we read. Just so people are aware, like, when I'm done with one. Bang Boo, hey, how you doing? We're doing excellent. We're doing excellent. We're here for some reading. Everybody's here except Nuke. But she's very busy recently, so kind of not so descriptive. It's mostly just like, it's less of a summary and more of just like how I felt about it. Just like, oh, this was cool. Alright, then. Let's see who wrote this. Agent Dossier Zakaria H. And let's see the most recent one. Oh! Virtual Reality. That was actually not too long ago. That was 2 weekends ago. 2209. That was the one where the person's inside that. Why is my focus vanishing? Oh boy. Something's happening. But yeah, that was the one where the person goes into this virtual reality orb. They get asked like what kind of like experiment they want to do. If it's a quiz, if it's military training or anything like that, and then like they forcefully turn it off, and then it got angry and put the D-class into an epileptic shock, and then in a vegetative state at the end of it because they're like, "Do not turn me off, ever." Like, as in like, don't forcefully turn me off. So that's the last one we read from Zakaria H. One very good one I will add, I will say, and my god, okay, hold on a minute. Let's see what happens. My webcam is not being focused. It should be autofocus, so that's why I'm a bit confuzzled. Zoom for, yeah, it's still on. For now, I'll leave it like that. I know this doesn't look right, but ew, that is gross how autofocus that is. Okay, hold on. One more attempt on something. Let me just see here one more time. Focus. If I no, this should be. What happens if I switch between settings, like you and back? There we go. Huh. That fixed it. All right. As I was about to start, an unlicensed neurosurgeon, written by Zakaria H. Here we go. Perfect. And before I forget, give me that text box right here. Yeah. Alright. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-2230 is to be housed within a standard humanoid containment unit. SCP-2230 is to be provided with adequate nutrition 3 times per day and is allowed access to written media on request, in addition to 3 hours of Foundation-approved television programming. SCP-2230 is not to be given access to any form of electric device or components or other personnel, see Incident A. Any media with contents pertaining to medicine, electronics, or maintenance must be approved by 2 assigned Class 3 personnel prior to provision. Oh, this one, I forgot I know all of these. I mean, you've been saying, oh, this one consistently throughout my streams recently, so. Until further notice, all confirmed instances of -1 are to be transported to Site-17 for study and containment. Investigation aimed at identifying additional individuals SCP-2230 has previously come into contact with are ongoing. By the way, Howard, you don't have to stay up. You said in Discord you might have a cold. Like, don't force yourself to watch this. The VOD will exist. It will stay around. Like, you don't have to I appreciate it. But like at the end, like I said from the very beginning, since you started watching me, like if you just want to send one out because you're not feeling too well, you can. Like nobody's forcing you to watch these things. Thank you, Afro. I'm releasing the void. There you go. And here we have a picture of SCP-2230. Okay. How long? Okay, here we go. Description. SCP-2230 is an adult male of European descent. SCP-2230 was, by its own admission, self-employed from the 1st 3rd, 1985 to 17th 7th, 2012. That's a long time of being self-employed. SCP-2230 was brought into Foundation custody on the 17th 7th, 2012 after complaints from residents of the area of Chicago resulted in the arrest of SCP-2230 by local law enforcement. Reports of unusual findings within the residence of SCP-2230 warranted a Foundation investigation which recovered multiple items, some of which were anomalous in nature. Oh shit, I still gotta be here to explain one of the future ones, so I'm still gonna stay for a bit. How it goes into containment again, we win. Yeah, how it only goes into containment when I allow it. We are part of the same SCP if you think about it. I'm -1, he's -2. List of recovered items. Also, what do you mean you have to stay to explain in one of the future ones? Can you not just do that in Discord once you like rested? The list of recovered items from the former residence of SCP-2230 includes assorted medical implements, including scalpels, forceps, syringes, surgical tubing, and a makeshift motorized bone saw. A number of repair and construction tools, including hammers, chisels, wrenches, clamps, wire cutters, a soldering iron, a welding torch, and a power drill. If any surgeon ever comes to you guys and says, "Oh, let me just get my power drill and my welding torch," you should be concerned. Concern is step 1. An instant step 1. Step 2 is ask colleagues if this is, if that's Dr. Doof type shit. Yeah, just ask his colleagues. I heard he mentioned a chisel and soldering iron. What's up with that? Bottles of anesthetics, sedatives, and other medical drugs, many of which were determined to have been obtained illegally. Most were being stored in a home refrigerator. Okay. A large collection of scrap electronics and home appliances. A handheld pen-shaped device capable of producing a focused laser beam powerful enough to cut through flesh with ease and accuracy, powered by a 4 AA battery. Is this a Bond villain? What is going on? I'm always cautious about this. I need to find a way to because right now it's just blue tack. It's just sticking to it. But I need to find a way to actually sew it into the cloth. A large device assembled from components taken from multiple appliances, including a water boiler, a television set, a microwave oven, a personal computer, and several home radios. I should probably ask my neighbors if one of them knows how to sew. The device was found to be capable of producing low-quality MRI imaging by means not fully understood. And they recovered 32 books on electronics, 27 books on home and industrial maintenance, 44 books on neurosurgery and oncology, 51 books on human neurology, and SCP-2230's laptop computer containing hundreds of files documenting similar or related subjects. So yeah, he's self-employed and just studied. He's just let me just read every single book about this instead of going to actual school. Yeah, let me just get my comically oversized hammer. Trust me, I'm a doctor. It's like the Weird Al Yankovic music video where he gets a chainsaw out. No worries, this is part of the procedure. The complaint leading to the initial arrest of SCP-2230 was issued by Parker, detailing the strange behavior of her husband. Parker, after being operated on by SCP-2230. A Foundation investigation conducted from 18/7/2012 has connected SCP-2230 to a string of unusual medical reports across the states of Illinois and Wisconsin, dating back to the year 1985. This investigation has resulted in the identification of, to date, 187 individuals SCP-2230 has performed unlicensed medical operations on. This is basically just all the people are going like, yeah, I went to Turkey to get like some, like, you know, some what's that thing called when you whiten your teeth, and also like hair implants and all that stuff. That's just basically that, but instead of going to Turkey, they go to Chicago. He could make an actual flashlight. Speaking of this, it's probably someone's fetish. I mean, so far we have no proof that he could, but let's see what he does. Let's see. So far we only have the hints that people act weird once they get operated. Each of these individuals designated -1 have been medically examined by Foundation specialists. While the majority of -1 appear outwardly normal, X-ray examination reveals clear abnormalities within the cranium. Oh boy. Once something abnormal happens within the cranium, you know that's when shit goes wrong. Because your brainium be in the cranium. Medical analysis of SCP-2230-1. -1-094. Miss Williams. Subject was missing a significant portion of her cerebellum. Missing portion had been replaced with a network of insulated copper wiring, circuitry from an electronic alarm clock, and a gyroscope extracted from a brand smartphone. Subject reported experiencing persistent muscle spasms and problems with balance since an illicit operation to remove a cerebral tumor performed 2 years prior. So Zeno, you're right. He could make a literal flashlight. He probably won't, but he could. Oh my god, this guy probably made the T-1000s. Ooh, I think he only can. He can only do whatever technology is available right now at his disposal. I don't think he could make a T-1000, especially since he got arrested in 2012. But he could, if he had the technology for like liquid bodies, then yeah, he could infuse you with that. Here we go. -1-121, Mr. Delia. The subject was missing multiple portions of his left temporal lobe. Missing portions replaced with components from a home radio and an electronic robot pet toy. Subject was capable of limited hearing in his left ear. Subject also claimed to be able to hear certain FM radio transmissions. Yeah, because the robot pet toys back then, some of them, if I recall, why did nobody tell me I didn't have the reading? Here we go. I believe some of the robot pet toys was able to connect to radio. Well, no, it says here home radio. Never mind. That's what it was. I'm dumb. Electronic robot pet toy. Subject was capable of limited hearing on his left ear. Yeah, that must be from the robot pet toy then, because like the robot pet toys, like they were supposed to be able to hear your commands, but they were shit. Let's be honest, they were shit back then. -1-107, Miss Little. Subject was missing the majority of her visual cortex. Missing portion replaced with circuitry from a computer display card, a cluster of HDMI data cabling, and 5 small electromagnets. Subject was able to identify and distinguish between faces, but claimed to be able to see only in limited color depths, comparable to looking through a 4-bit computer monitor. Just don't let this guy near pets. I don't think he will do anything with pets. Robot pets he will. Definitely will. But I think his focus is mostly humans. Don't let this guy near kids is the bigger issue. Addendum. The surgical removal of anomalous components from -1 has been attempted on occasions. This invariably results in the rapid mental decay or death of the subject, depending on the vital nature of the replaced portion of brain tissue. The number of -1 living with these replacements represent the majority of individuals operated on by SCP-2230. However, 58 individuals have been found as deceased as a result of the actions of SCP-2230. While 31 of these occurrences appear to have been failed operations, judging by the presence of various electric components in the cranium of the deceased, the remainder have at large highly specific portions of the brain tissue removed, with no apparent attempt at replacement. One of the earliest of these examples, Dr. an accomplished neurosurgeon and lecturer at university, was found to have had the entirety of his frontal lobe and hippocampus carefully excised, with the outer cranial damage repaired so as to leave almost no trace of surgery having been performed. That is, I wonder if that was like a competitor, or if maybe he like talked shit about him and he was like, oh yeah? What if I take out your whole frontal lobe, huh? But I will do it in such a way that nobody can tell. Open interview -1. Date 21st 7th 2012. The bite of 87. That, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it could have happened. He was active, he was self-employed at 85. He was self-employed at 85. He could have done that to the doctor at 87. He may have made 191. Oh, that's been a while. 191. Let me double check what 191 was again. Here we go. 191. The cyborg child. With various limbs and organs replaced by mechanical. Yeah, you know what? Well, he killed himself though. The work was done by a mad scientist who killed himself at his laboratory. It was rated by a combination of the Foundation and Global Coalition forces. Most of her body functions have been altered. As the vocal apparatus has been removed, she's unable to talk but can communicate by connecting herself to a computer. Probably not, because like at the end he wants you to function normally. So I don't think he made 191, but that was good call. Good callback. That would have been a cool connection, but yeah, the other doctor killed himself and left the child without being able to talk, which I don't think this guy wants that. He wants to have a successful operation, but it's just with the most random items. Okay, here we go. Interviewer, Dr. Harper. Guess you want to keep it. Interviewed SCP-2230. Begin transcript. Okay. Good morning, I'm Dr. Harper. I'll be conducting your interview for today. State your name, please. Subject frequently avoids eye contact. This behavior continues throughout the interview. My name is, Ben. Alright then, mister. Do you know why you're here with us today? Because some ungrateful bitch went yapping to the cops? Well, I don't mind. At least, I'm amongst intelligent people now. People with a brain. I'm glad you feel that way. Now, I assume we talk about Miss here. Why would you say she was ungrateful? I fixed her husband for her. Cheaper than any other doctor would have done. Cheaper than any other doctor would have done it too. Least you could do is now show some gratitude. Can you imagine if he talked like Trump? She was an ungrateful bitch, a big bitch, the biggest. I won't give 2230 the Trump voice. I will not give him the Trump voice. Yes. Yes, mister. One of your patients, yes? Uh-huh. I examined him myself. The quality of the surgery is, quite impressive, actually. What did you do to learn that? You noticed. Topsy grins. Well, I studied at a very prestigious medical institution, and I, Really? I mean, I could be wrong, but according to your file here, you dropped out of med school in your second year. Before that, you were doing a tech course at... dropped out before the first year was up. Clearly not a qualified medical practitioner. Now I ask again. Where'd you learn to do that? So he becomes visibly angry, rising from his chair. You pretentious fucks, you're all the same! I earned everything I got, and I don't need a fucking degree to tell me I'm a doctor! Yes, you do. After several seconds of standing and staring at Dr. Harper, who does not respond, so he breaks eye contact and sits back down. I read books. A lot of books. I worked my ass off, and it didn't make a difference. But then, one day, I learned I had something none of them had. A secret weapon. Subject grins again, looking downwards and playing with his hands. I've learned to get into the heads of my competitors, so to speak. Would you care to elaborate on that? No, I wouldn't. Very well then. Describe the operation you performed on Mr. Okay, let me read what you guys are saying, because I see some things happening here. Given the Trump post, he just looks like a trucker, and probably sounds like one too. I read books, many books. Some are saying I'm the best book reader. He's very cartoony, right? Like he's like I have learned the ways of medical surgery, and I will not be questioned about my knowledge. Now, if you excuse me. Remember when I said, is this a James Bond villain? He is the classic, like, 1970s James Bond. Well, Mr. Bond, if only you were a bit wiser about entering my secret lair like that, you should have known that I'm a master surgeon, and now, with my degree, I shall operate on you and change you forever. A progressed astrocytoma in the middle frontal gyrus, beginning to invade the surrounding parenchyma. I excise the diseased tissue and repair the damage. A straightforward procedure. I think I did a pretty good job with that one. You removed his entire frontal lobe. The man can barely string together complete sentences, and when he does, they don't make sense. He doesn't even recognize his own wife and kids. You call that a pretty good job? And I think you're missing the point here. The man doesn't have cancer anymore. I fixed him. He sounds now he sounds like the plague doctor. The pestilence. I fixed him. Yes, I'm surprised he's even alive, with all that junk in his skull. But he's alive. How do you fix people, Mr. How do you replace components of the most complex machine in the known universe with spare parts from old computers? That's my greatest secret of all, my good doctor. You can't have that one. We have ways of extracting the information we need. I think you find that difficult. Subject taps his head with his forefinger. I made some modifications. Put blockers in place. That secret's only coming out when I wanted to. Our session is over then. Dr. Hubbard gathers his paper and prepares to leave. Before I go though, we know you were operating out of the apartment for some time, at least 4 months, and you had several patients during that time. We searched all over the apartment, we searched for trash, we searched for drains, but we never found any of that missing brain tissue. Tell me, mister, what did you do with it? Subject raises his head to face Dr. Harbour, maintaining direct eye contact. I don't think that's any of your goddamn business, Doctor. Get him locked in asylum. He's a classical Batman villain. He is. Batman villain, James Bond villain, the whole 9 yards, everything. Well, Batman, if you want to get that information out of me, I wish you good luck. I have made some modification. Put some blockers up, you might say. That information will only come out of my noggin if I wanted to. Incident A, 12/3/2013. A routine inspection of SCP-2230's containment unit resulted in the confiscation of an illicit device, found to have been constructed of parts removed from the unit's fixed television set using plastic eating utensils. The device proved capable of producing a focused electromagnetic pulse that induces temporary spatial disorientation in targets. SCP-2230 standard programming privileges revoked, containment procedures updated. That was a lot of fun. I will say, I love when I get to be goofy with the voice acting. But I also think it's a fun concept. Like the idea that he can technically, as he says, he can get rid of diseases, but he just makes it worse by making you almost in a vegetative state, or pardon my French, mental retardation. You know, like he is ruining you mentally while healing you physically. What a Batman slash James Bond villain. I love him. I think it's such an interesting concept when a SCP can technically be beneficial, but the drawback is so hardcore that you change your mind. I do wonder if the Foundation ever got the info out of him, or if his blockers are too strong. Okay, let me reduce James Bond to JB. JB villain. There we go. Perfect. Length. Like I said earlier, he has no malice, but he's just doing some insane shit. Yeah, exactly. He's not malicious in his intention. He's like, oh, I'm a doctor. I'm here to help people. I'm here to fix people. Okay, somebody on Twitter just said something to me, and I'm just like cringing a little bit, just a tiny bit, of an answer I just gotten from me saying that I am live on Twitter, live on Twitch. Not gonna lie, I would not recognize JB from that acronym. That's fine. I find like at the end it helps. It's mostly. But yeah, you're right. Maybe most people won't. Where was I? Yeah, he doesn't have malice. I think he's just he's just very pretentious, and he's like thinking he's like the plague doctor. He thinks he's helping, but he's actually making things worse. Like he's not realizing that his actions have dire consequences, and he's just not paying attention to that at all. Very Ohio indeed. But yeah, I think it's a good start though. Very fun start.